She won't stop thinking about you. If you do this today, want to know the secret to occupying her mind effortlessly? It's not about texting her all day, making grand declarations, or trying to be someone you're not. It's about small actions that tap into her emotions and put you ahead of any other guy. In this video, I'll show you simple and practical strategies that make her think of you even when you're not together. And believe me, some of them are so unexpected you'd never think to try them. Stay until the end and discover how to make an unforgettable impact on her. 1. Surprise her by breaking the routine. Man, routines are like that annoying coworker. Always the same boring conversation, and you already know how it'll end. If you want to stand out among a sea of predictable guys, you need to shake things up. It's like swapping the usual "how's it going" for something like, "Hey, I saw this and thought of you. Figured you'd love it." Boom. A small gesture that instantly makes her think, wait, where did that come from? This little trick sparks curiosity right away. One time, a friend of mine sent a picture of an old cartoon character the girl had mentioned loving. Nothing extravagant, just a thoughtful reference she didn't see coming. The result? She talked about it for days, laughing and appreciating how he remembered such a specific detail. That's the key. Surprises don't need to be flashy, just genuine. When you break the monotony, she realizes you're not just another generic guy. Let's be honest. Who wants to be remembered as the "how's it going" dude? She'll remember the emotion you stirred, not just the gesture itself. And the more she thinks about you, the more space you occupy in her mind. In a good way, of course. So, here's your challenge. What can you do today to surprise her? It could be as simple as sharing a song with, "I think you'll love this," or suggesting something unexpected like, "Let's check out that new spot that just opened." The key is to do something only you would do. 2. Real connection goes beyond, "Hey, how's it going?" Shallow conversations are like eating a burger without sauce. You can swallow it, but it's pretty bland. If you want her to think of you even after the chat ends, you need to dive deeper into her mind. How about swapping the basic "how was your day" for something more curious, like if you could be anywhere right now, where would it be? Or what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? That's when things start getting interesting. I remember once asking a girl what the biggest challenge she'd ever overcome was. She ended up sharing something so deep, she said she'd never told anyone before. Man, that wasn't just a conversation, it was a moment. That's how you earn space in her heart, not just her mind. The secret is to show genuine interest. Don't just listen and give a generic response. Ask sincere questions and share something about yourself too. Connection is a two-way street. When you open up, she feels comfortable doing the same. And here's the magic. These moments don't fade easily because they're rare and meaningful. So, put this into practice. The next time you're chatting, steer clear of the obvious. Ask something unexpected, like where she'd go on her dream trip. If the conversation flows, congrats, my friend. You've just left a mark no generic text could ever replace. 3. Be mysterious and leave her wanting more. Here's the truth. Curiosity is like a magic button in people's minds. The more mysterious you are, the more interesting you become. But don't confuse this with being inaccessible or weird. The idea is to create that "what did he mean by that" vibe. You're like a puzzle with a few missing pieces. She'll want to figure you out. A tactic that never fails is leaving part of your story unfinished. For example, last week something crazy happened to me, but I'm not sure if I should tell you yet. Boom. Just like that, you've planted a little seed of curiosity in her mind. It's not manipulation, it's playing with her natural curiosity. Because honestly, who doesn't love solving a mystery? Another trick is to be just the right amount of unpredictable. Say she texts you, "Hey, how's it going?" Instead of replying with the usual, try something like, "This time of day always reminds me of something epic. What about you?" It's not about being random, but creating that moment of, what's he getting at? This kind of healthy intrigue gives you an edge over other guys as boring as an Excel tutorial. Want to try it? Today, drop a cryptic comment or reply in an unexpected way. Don't overdo it. Just leave her with the feeling that there's more to you than meets the eye. And guess what? The more she wonders about you, the more she thinks of you. 4. Trigger emotions she won't forget. If there's one thing that sticks in someone's memory, it's how they feel. Strong emotions are like super glue. They stick in your mind. So instead of being the nice guy who talks normally, be the guy who makes her laugh, smile, and most importantly, feel special. The secret here is simple. Make her associate happy moments with your presence. For instance, why not use humor in a light and unexpected way? I remember once texting, "Turns out I'm terrible at making pancakes. It's official. I need urgent breakfast help." It was silly, but she laughed so much it became an inside joke. These kinds of interactions are like planting little smiles she'll remember every time she thinks of you. But it's not all about jokes. Small gestures, like remembering something she mentioned last week, show you genuinely pay attention. Imagine her realizing you sent her the perfect song or meme at just the right time, simply because you knew it'd brighten her day. These moments create emotional bonds that are hard to break. Now it's your turn. How are you going to make her smile today? It could be a silly text, a sincere compliment, or even a wild suggestion like, "How about we run away to grab pizza tonight?" The point is to make her feel something strong. Because at the end of the day, the one who makes her feel is the one she remembers. And the one she remembers, well, you already know. 5. Show confidence, not arrogance. Confidence is like an invisible magnet. You don't need to try hard because people are naturally drawn to you. But there's a big difference between being confident and coming off as cocky. True confidence comes from being comfortable with yourself, without needing to prove anything to anyone. And here's the best part. When you act like this, she'll notice she's dealing with a guy who's secure, knows what he wants, and doesn't need to show off. For example, imagine she asks what you like to do. An insecure guy will try to sell himself like a walking commercial. A confident guy, he'll reply naturally like, "Oh, I enjoy it because it makes me feel good," even if not everyone gets it. Simple, direct, authentic. It's that vibe that says, "I know who I am, and that's enough." This kind of attitude has way more impact than 1,000 exaggerated stories. Even the little things radiate confidence. How you sit, the way you look her in the eyes, or how you listen without seeming desperate to talk. It's a silent message that screams, "I know my worth." And here's the cool thing. When you're like this, she feels at ease because confidence is contagious. Everyone loves being around someone with a calm and secure energy. Today's challenge is simple. Practice confidence with ease. Don't try to impress. Don't apologize for things that aren't your fault. And speak with conviction about what you believe. You'll see that not only will she notice something different about you, but she'll also remember it for a long time. 6. Create a personal trademark with unique gestures. Everyone is remembered for something, a habit, a catchphrase, or even a unique way of making someone smile. Your personal trademark doesn't need to be extravagant. It just needs to be you. Think of it as an emotional stamp. Every time she experiences that gesture or habit, she'll automatically associate it with you. I remember a friend who had a habit of sending specific songs to people. He'd say, "This song reminded me of you. Thought you'd like it?" It wasn't anything elaborate, but it made everyone smile. It became his signature. People knew that getting a song from him meant something special. A simple gesture, but unforgettable. The idea is to create something authentic and unique to you. Maybe it's how you always give funny nicknames, your perfect timing for sending memes, or even a habit, like remembering small details she mentioned days ago. The trick isn't the size of the gesture, but its consistency. When she sees this as something only you do, you carve out a lasting place in her memory. So let's brainstorm. What's going to be your signature? Start small, something that matches your style and shows who you truly are. The more you repeat this gesture or habit, the stronger the connection she'll make between you and that detail. And then, my friend, you'll be the guy she just can't forget. Tired of striking out with women? Feeling drained from trying to win over the woman of your dreams, only to have everything you do push her further away? I know how frustrating it is to feel so close, yet so far from building that deep and irresistible connection with someone you want. But don't worry, there's a scientifically proven method that can completely transform your approach. With the obsession method, you'll learn how to spark genuine attraction, the kind that makes any woman feel an uncontrollable desire for you, even if you're not the most handsome guy in the room. This simple, straightforward method makes you effortlessly irresistible, like having a remote control for her desire. The choice is yours now. Stick to the same routine and face rejection, or take the right step to win over the woman you've always wanted. By getting the obsession method, you're giving yourself the chance to turn things around. Click the link in the first comment below and see why thousands of men are transforming their love lives with this method. 7. Be briefly unavailable. Let's cut to the chase. Sometimes, the mystery you create by being briefly out of reach is more powerful than any message you could send. It's like the last slice of pizza. When it's gone, you just want more. And guess what happens when you're not available all the time? She starts to value your attention differently. It's not about disappearing, it's about balance. For example, if you're texting all day, try taking a little longer to reply. Don't play games, just take some time to focus on something you enjoy, like watching that series or working on your projects. While you're doing that, she'll be wondering, what's he up to? That space is golden. It creates curiosity and makes your absence felt. Here's the trick, though. It's all about balance. It's not about ghosting or disappearing without explanation. It's about showing that you have a full life with interesting things happening beyond her. Like a friend of mine who went on a hike for a day and only replied to texts in the evening. When he mentioned his adventure, she was intrigued and full of questions. Not only did it pique her interest, but it also showed he was authentic and focused. Your task is simple. Carve out some time for yourself during the day. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, just a moment to unplug guilt-free. When you return to the conversation, it'll carry more weight because scarcity makes everything more valuable. 8. Plan a memorable date, even from a distance. It's not the place, it's the vibe. If you want a date to stick in her memory, forget luxury and focus on creativity. A memorable date is one that makes her think, wow, he really put effort into making this special. And the best part, you don't even have to be in the same place to make it happen. If you're far apart, why not plan something simple like a movie night from a distance? A friend of mine did this once. He picked a movie she loved, they watched it at the same time, and then played a trivia game about the story. Nothing expensive or complicated. But she talked for days about how fun and connected it was. The secret is in the details. If you're close by, skip the obvious. Instead of a typical dinner date, how about a picnic in the park with a personalized playlist? Or grabbing coffee at a spot with unique decor? More than the location, it's the effort that counts. I remember a guy who brought a playlist full of songs she mentioned loving. Small gestures like that show you really pay attention. Now, your mission is to plan something that feels uniquely you too. It can be in person or remote. Doesn't matter. The key is to create a moment that makes her think, he's different from everyone I've ever met. When the date is over, trust me, she'll still be thinking about it and about you. If you liked this video, subscribe to our channel and make sure to check out the next video already playing on your screen.